Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2 was recently released, introducing many new characters and lots of new fight scenes that completely changed up the scaling in the show. So in today's video, I'm going to be scaling every character in Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2. But before we start, I want to explain a few things quickly. Firstly, I will only be scaling the teens since the adult scaling is too weird and very inconsistent, so I'm not even going to try scaling them. Also, I will only be scaling the important characters who have enough feats to be scaled, so in short, only Cobra Kai, Miyagi-Do, and Iron Dragons. But starting off with the weakest in this part, I have Dimitri and then Devin slightly above him. If any of you are wondering why I have Dimitri as the weakest fighter in part 2, even lower than Devin, well, it's because he didn't really do anything this part. The only moment Dimitri had was when he and Hawk teamed up to beat Yoon. Meanwhile, Devin also didn't do too much, but she did have a few good moments, such as when she was fighting in the platform fight in episode 7, she was actually able to knock one down and then she sacrificed herself to take another one down with her. Also, in the brawl fight, she was actually able to beat a few people, so I have her above Dimitri at the top of C tier. Moving on to B tier, I have Kenny and then Yoon right above him. This was actually a really hard decision to make because Kenny was really strong in this part of the season, being able to knock out the 2 Brazilian students, giving Miyagi-Do their win, and he also did quite well in the brawl fight. But I'm gonna put Yoon above Kenny since he's still way more experienced and he put up a good fight against Hawk and Dimitri. But moving on to the higher level fighters in A tier, I have Hawk, then Sam slightly above him, and Tori at the top of A tier. I think part 2 is the first time since season 4 where Hawk was actually able to compete with the top fighters. Hawk doesn't start part 2 off the best, but in episodes 9 and 10 he manages to knock out Yoon with an insane kick, and in the brawl fight he manages to knock out a bunch of fighters with Dimitri. And I have Sam just slightly above Hawk since just like him she didn't really do much in part 2. Sam had her few moments to shine when she knocked out one of Cobra Kai's students with one kick and helped Tori out with a move similar to Hawk's, which was impressive, but other than that she didn't really do anything else that's memorable. Tori, however, did a lot in part 2. In the platform fight, Tori landed a crazy kick to win the fight, and in the fight against Miyagi-Do in episode 9, she was able to fight against Robbie without getting a hit. In the brawl fight, she was actually able to land a hit on Zara while taking out the 2 other Iron Dragon students. But moving on to the top 5 fighters in S tier, for the first 3 I have Zara, then Miguel and Quan. I think that these 3 are all tied since they are all around the same level and it's too hard to decide which one is better than the other. In the entire 5 episodes, Zara was hit only once and she easily beat the Spanish dojo's female captain 11-0, which is someone who Sam struggled to beat. Miguel also had impressive feats that put him around at the same level. In episode 7, Miguel carried Miyagi-Do to get through to the next round and he 1v2'd the Spanish dojo in the platform fight. In episode 9, Miguel was able to get a point for Miyagi-Do and then fight against Quan for a bit, who did get the point, but if the fight was up to 3 points it would be a very close fight. Quan could be slightly above Miguel and Zara, but I think that if these 3 fought each other it could go either way. But moving on to the top 2 fighters in part 2, I have Robbie in second place and Axel in first place. If Robbie hadn't been locked in by episode 9, he would be at the bottom of this list, below Dimitri, because at the start of this season he could not fight properly. But once Robbie finally gets his confidence back, he fights like a beast. The fight against Brazil's team, he easily beats one of their students, and then his big moment comes in the fight against Cobra Kai where he beats Quan. I've seen some people say that Robbie's win against Quan was a fluke, but I don't think that's the case at all. Robbie had many chances to win, but wanted to put Quan in pain and still ended up winning the fight. But that still isn't enough to come in first place because in first place I have Axel. This shouldn't even be a debate. Axel is easily the strongest teen on the show and it's not even close. Robbie was getting beaten 5-0 by Axel and Miguel got knocked down by Axel 3 times. Another crazy feat from him is that he was the only character who wasn't hit once. The one time he was hit was when he let Yoon kick him and he didn't even flinch. I honestly don't even know how Miyagi-Do is going to beat this guy because at the moment the gap between him and the other fighters in S tier is huge. But that's all for today's video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments how your list would look like. If you want to use my template for the tier list, the link will be in the description. If you haven't watched my season 6 part 2 review, go watch it right here.